Good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday, August 18th, 2023 at 4:30 p.m. and this is a special meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners that we will call to order. We have one order of business and we'll also take public comment as we do at all of our public meetings. So our only matter of business today is a decision action item. Short-term rental moratorium presented by County Council Kristen Mule.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Kristen Mule, County Council. Staff, myself and Sheriff's Office are recommending a pause on the short-term rental licensing program at this point. We have a pending case in circuit court that we would like to, depending on what occurs, we might have to make some changes or adjustments to our current ordinance. So we would like a pause or a moratorium on the licensing program while that case is pending. It would be exempting any kind of current licensed properties, but it'd be exempt, and that would include anyone going through a renewal process. That would not apply though for anybody also on the wait list. We have currently a wait list for licenses, so people can still apply and be on a wait list, but they cannot apply for any kind of licensing. This would be a one-year moratorium. That's the recommendation. And that's
I have a clarifying point. So while this currently allows our current license holders to renew their license, it would not allow them to, so right word here, like carry that license to a new owner. If there's a sale of the home, that would not be allowed, correct?
so under our code, that's already part of our code.
Okay.
Under Lincoln County Code 4.420, licenses are not assignable, so that's already part of the code.
Great.
So people could go on the wait list, but no action would happen. It should be noted that we currently don't have any licenses available this time. So there is a wait list.
Okay. So my questions, Commissioner Miller, questions?
No.
Commissioner Hall, questions?
Just curious question for Lisa, if you happen to know this off the top of your head. How many requests are on the wait list now?
Now,
Just a few, a lot? Well,
Maybe I've got a PDF printed landscape and there's one page and maybe a quarter on the second
Okay.
page, so
that's helpful.
35 maybe.
Oh, is this it? 35? Is that the wait
Okay,
list?
yep, that's
Yeah. Okay. But how many total? Does it look like?
They're not numbered, so it's hard to tell.
Right.
That's 10,
Oh,
20, 30, 40, 50, I'd say 60.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah, any other questions, Commissioner Hall?
No.
Okay, I am going to take public comment before we make a decision. So do believe we got a couple of written public comments. So and if you could bring up those written public comments that you received.
I did not apply those to the agenda because we didn't have a deadline. I can bring up a smart sheet if you want.
Okay, sure. So I think they were in relation to this meeting.
We
Trying to be.
received 6, I believe.
Password right.
It's not even my password, so.
Oh.
Ah.
Good to know.
Photographic. You're pretty skilled for an IT guy.
We have 4 public comments on the smart sheet, all concerning the short-term rental mortgage.
Okay, thank you. And as Ken has said, since we are expecting to have this meeting, usually we have a cutoff of public comments. These technically will go on next week's comment, but I wanted to bring them up since I knew we had received a few that were in relation to his name.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to online real-time public comment. So if anyone is online listening to the meeting and would like to provide public comment, just raise your virtual hand. It looks like we are the only ones in the virtual meeting room. Do we have anybody in person that would like to provide public comment?
We do. First on the list is Lucy Nash.
Okay, Lucy, come on up. And if you can state your name for the record, and then you have 3 minutes for right public comment, and Commissioner Hall is the timer.
Not gonna be a problem.
Okay.
My name is Lucy Nash. I live in Beverly Beach. Been before you several times. I did submit a written statement for you. But the big thing is I have had over 3,000 people next door to me since I moved here in 2018. That is wrong. Just simple, that's a hotel next door to me. And I don't care what anybody else calls it. And I can't help but wonder, all these people that have these homes, how would they like to live next door to what I do? And just so you understand, the house next door to me is a short-term rental. The house across the street from me is a short-term rental. The house on the corner is a short-term rental. The 2 houses across the street from that corner are short-term rentals. The one on the opposite side of that corner is a short-term rental. And then down the block, there's 3 more. That's one street. And there is no neighborhood anymore. It's gone. And I'm getting old, and I'm gonna have to carry me out, but I don't know who's gonna help. Because there's nobody around that I know anymore. So, that's it.
Thank you.
Next, we have Monica Perk.
Monica Perk, 3755 Rocky Creek Avenue, Unincorporated County. I support whatever measures the commission decides to take to ensure public health and safety. And that would include a pause on the processing of new short-term rental applications. I think this is a precautionary, common sense approach in the event that the judge might rule against the county on 523. Why? Because I'm concerned about the welfare of courthouse staff, especially administrative staff who manage the short-term rental licensing program. Some of you may remember that when you passed the moratorium on new licenses after investors won an injunction in circuit court against the implementation of the ballot measure, what happened in this building? What people watching may not know is that several prospective investors with applications were primed and waiting outdoors to see whether the injunction was issued and whether the county would begin processing the STR applications immediately as they appeared to have been told. At least one of the investors told the Board of Commissioners and in a public meeting that I attended that online, that he had driven from Seattle in anticipation of being able to apply for a license. And he and his investor colleagues, whom he said were standing beside him outside the door to the courthouse, were furious when the Board of Commissioners passed the moratorium suspending licensing to allow the county staff to figure out how to respond responsibly to the projected onslaught of licensed applications. But I don't think anyone anticipated the hostility and the violence that took place, not only here, but in our neighborhoods. The investors took out their anger on the sheriff's licensing staff. Investors also called me personally, raging about what I had caused. Would there be bedlam if the judge orders strikes down part of the maps and caps part of 523? Sure, there would be. After all, there are 64 short-term rental business license applications already on the wait list, waiting to be processing as a region starts falling below its cap. So thank you, commissioners, for looking out for the welfare of county residents who have business in the courthouse and employees who work there, and taking these proactive steps to keep residents safe during this time.
Fine, thank you.
Thank you.
Great, any other public comment?
It's all that signed up.
Okay, anyone else that didn't sign up? I don't think so. All right, discussion from commissioners.
No, I have nothing to offer other than to say I appreciate you looking out for them, but
Yeah, much appreciated. I agree.
Yeah, and I'd say for the reasons that others have already stated, that this is a wise precautionary move, given the uncertain landscape we're facing on this right now.
Okay, can someone make a motion for them?
I would move that we adopt a resolution in the matter of suspension of processing of short-term rental licenses under LCC 4.405 through 4.460.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. That will go ahead and adjourn our meeting, and our next meeting is, well, actually not listed on there. Okay, what is our
September,
next?
September 6th.
September 6th.